The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Rochester, New York, weighing in at 227 pounds, Sean Sanders.
Given the participants, this match might very well steal the show, guys.
Yeah, and I think you could go so far as to say it has the makings of a match of the year candidate. Making his way to the ring. When it comes to big men, Cole, it doesn't get much more impressive than Kane. Some of the things this man has experienced. Losing his mask in 2003. At one time, even marrying Rita. But yet one thing has remained true. Kane, one of the most feared superstars in WWE history.
Welcome back to another episode of SMS Games Talk, and this is WWE 2K20 featuring E.M.W.A, the Masked Man Edition. Now I'm just going to explain why it's called E.M.W.A, the Masked Man Edition. E.M.W.A stands for Emergency Medical Wrestling Australia. Now I like to get as much of what's going on in real life, use my imagination and implement that into the current WWE game. So like anybody who's important in my life at the time, I like to implement that and try and implement real life things into a storyline in WWE games. Just how my imagination and my mind works. So there's Tom. You've got, he in real life owns a company called E.M.W.A, Emergency Medical Response, and I also started in universe mode AWC, Australian Wrestling Company. Now the storyline that I came up with, Tom owns AWC now. He owns the company. Now if you're putting E.M.W.A, Emergency Medical Response, and AWC, Australian Wrestling Company, and mashing it up and putting it together, you get E.M.W.A, Emergency Medical Wrestling Australia. I know it doesn't make any sense to have a medical company with a wrestling company, but it makes sense when I say this. Imagine being a first aid trainer and event organizer, event medic, right? So a first aid trainer and event medic, which is what E.M.W.A is in real life, and putting that together with a wrestling company. Every time a wrestler gets injured, you can do medical and do like a training course on that or whatever, right? It kind of works out, it's a bit confusing, but it works out if you think about it in that way. It could work. The first ever medical wrestling company. So, that I know of, I don't think anyone's actually done that. So that's where the E.M.W.A comes from. It comes from Emergency Medical Wrestling Australia. The Masked Man Edition. My nickname used to be, at the time of the release of 2K20, used to be the Masked Man Sean Sanders. Now I call myself the Skull King Sean Sanders. It's just a little nickname. So I thought, I'm really good at editing, right? I can edit stuff and put stuff together. Why couldn't I edit myself onto a WWE game cover? And that's exactly what I did. And I said, well, I want to call it the Masked Man. So I said the Masked Man Edition sounds great. And that's why I did that. And that's why I put that together like that. So that's why 2K20 or my 2K20 has featuring E.M.W.A, the Masked Man edition attached to it. So I just wanted to get that out of the way first. Now, my full review on 2K20 is a glitch fest, as everyone knows, and it crashes every 2 seconds. Now, I haven't had too much of a problem with the glitches, right? And I played on PlayStation 4, not PS4 Pro or anything, just normal PlayStation 4. I don't seem to have a problem with the glitches as much as everybody else. I don't know why, but I just don't. The glitches are about, a 4 out of 10 bad with me. You get glitches sometimes, but not as bad as what everyone else does for some reason. It's the crashing. When the game crashes, that's what I get, a 7 out of 10 bad. I can be in custom arena and the whole game will just crash because I wanted to do a custom image on the Minitron and the game didn't like that, so it crashes. Or I could be doing something in universe mode, like setting up a match for a custom show, and I go to play that match and it crashes. Like if I wanted to do an elimination chamber match with a custom arena on a custom show in universe mode, it will just crash. It will shit itself and it will crash. I'm surprised that I can even do a Hell in a Cell match without it crashing with a custom bloody show in a custom arena on universe mode. I'm fucking surprised. So 2K20, if I was to give it a rating out of 10, I'd give it a 5, because there is that 5% bad and 5% good. If you fix the glitches and you fix the constant crashing of the game, 2K20 wouldn't be a too bad base game on its own, but it doesn't stop it from being practically an updated version of every other game since 2K15. Think of it like this, right? You got WWE 2K14, which was 50% a THQ WWE game and 50% a 2K WWE game, right? So it's like THQ and 2K made a WWE game baby. That's what 2K14 was. And then WWE 2K15, I get it. 2K had to strip it down to the bare bones because of the next-gen consoles being Xbox One and PlayStation 4 at the time. They couldn't focus on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. They were old gen, you had to focus on next gen. So I completely understand why 2K15 was stripped, right? And then they built on top of it with 2K16 and 2K17. But what I don't understand is, by the time we got to 2K18, why was it the same shit year after year after year? And that's exactly what they did with 2K20 as well. So fine. I say from 2K17, like from 2K15 to 2K17, fine. I'm okay with those being the same game, essentially, because 2K was building on top of it. But after 2K17, 2K18, 19, and 20 should have had, new match types added in. I Quit match, special guest referee matches, Inferno matches, casket matches, buried alive matches, ambulance matches, you name it. All of them should have been added in 2K18 and built on top of by the time 2K20 got around. And I didn't understand why it was the same shit. Even universe mode. Universe mode consistently stayed the same with tiny little minor updates to, okay, you could do like 3 people in a rivalry at a time. Oh, congratulations, now you can do 4 people in a rivalry at a time. It didn't really fucking change. Universe mode has never changed, and I get that's why everyone hypes up GM mode, why they want general manager mode back. But I did mention it in another video why I'm not too hyped about GM mode. I'm more hyped for creation suite things. And one of the things that needs to be touched up and have a lot of love given to it, a lot of attention given to it, is custom arenas. Because think about it. If they're not going to do this live service update, then what I'm about to say applies a lot of logic to it. If you really think about it, right? Custom arena. By the time you get the game, and like the new 2K game has, WWE 2K game is released, it is already outdated. One of the first things you're doing is a custom arena to update it to the current product on WWE TV in real life, right? So why doesn't custom arena get a lot more love? Why is it just the same basic shit over and over? You should be able to put multiple Minitrons in, multiple Voltrons. You should be able to move things wherever you bloody want. You should be able to have a lot more freedom and a lot more different custom arena pieces. If you wanted to have an outrageous LED-tron stage, right, that's like in length or how wide you wanted it, you should be able to do that. But they don't allow you to do that. They have so many fucking restrictions on Custom Arena. It's ridiculous. It's like it's Custom Arena with 2K's restrictions on it. Take your fucking restrictions off and let people be able to do whatever they want. If you want it to be that outrageous, because when we saw the 2K originals and we saw all those 2K original arenas, like the Winter Wonderland fucking one with the snow, or the unicorn freaking ice castle looking one, or the Hell's Coliseum with the big skull and the fire and shit. Everybody thought that was a part of Custom Arena, and everyone got excited about that, thinking, shit, they've really allowed us to be able to do a lot with Custom Arena. No, they didn't let us do weather conditions. They didn't let us do anything. They just said, no, we're allowed to do this with arenas for their bullshit 2K originals, but you're not allowed to do it with Custom Arenas. Why? Why do you always limit us on things? Custom Arenas is like one of the top things that we first do when we get into a WWE 2K game, because it's so fucking outdated by the time of release. So I just don't understand that. You know, I really don't understand that. And I'm also going to touch base on this real quickly too. One of the first things I do when I get a the new WWE 2K game, is create my character, and then I put them with the base game Kane in the base game's Raw, right? Just to test the physics out. Something that I've already done. It's something that I've always done. You know, in every 2K game or every WWE game, just to test out the physics and how the gameplay is and everything. So I always do that. So even in 2K22, when 2K22 drops, I'm going to do base game Kane in the base game Raw arena, just to test out things and take a look at the graphics and just everything. That's my little test run of the newest WWE 2K game. So yeah, that's just a heads up for later on. But yeah, you know, I just don't understand why they just got to 2K20 and they got so lazy. It just seems like the people making the WWE 2K games every year lost their passion, lost their heart. They were so, like, you know, adamant at being, you know, building on top of 2K15 and all these new features, and you heard producers and directors and like all the important people that make the games, right, talk about how from 2K15 they're just going to build on top of, and that sounds like a great idea until the way that you're building on top of it is very minor things every year and just making the same game over and over with updated graphics and updated superstars. That's it. You just updated the roster, you've updated the arenas, you've updated the graphics. Big fucking deal. You know, and the championships as well. You haven't really done anything outside of that, and that's what they keep doing year by year. It's just updating all the basic shit, but nothing really with base game. And I don't get it. Come on, they even fucked up with 2K20 so much we had to wait like what, a month or a couple of months actually for them to put custom championships in the game because they didn't make it in time. What the fuck was that? What? Look, I would have rather waited an extra 2 to 3 months for them to finish the fucking game. And it would have been painful waiting for it a couple more months at the time, but we would have got over it and we would have liked it a lot more better, because at least when they released it, it wasn't a fucking glitch fest. It wasn't crashing every 2 seconds. We didn't have to wait several months for custom championships to be put in. You know, like, why? I just don't get it. I don't get why they just don't have the passion for it anymore. If you don't have the passion for it, then 2K should give up their WWE games contract to a games company that actually has the passion, has the heart, and is excited to make WWE games every year. Not a game company that was excited for making WWE games every year to not really giving a shit and losing the heart. You know, you can feel it, right? When you pick up your newest release of a WWE 2K game every year, right? You can feel when you first play it the passion that's been put into it. And with 2K20, I felt like there was no passion. I felt like they just did 2K19 but an updated version of it. And that's all 2K20 is, except for the only difference with it as well is they did an updated version of 2K19 that crashed and was buggy as hell and glitched. You know? That's all they did with this. Made it just an updated version of 2K19. Just shittier. You know, because of the like bugginess and the crashing. You get the point, right? I'm not going to constantly harp on about it, but still though, they could have done so much more better. I just don't understand why they didn't. You know? So, here's to hoping that 2K22 it hits different. I'm going to say the same cliche bullshit that everyone else says, and that is, it fucking better. Alright? If 2K22 hits different, it goddamn better. Because from what I've seen with the trailer, the teaser trailer and everything, doesn't look like you guys done fucking anything different. It really doesn't. So I hope I'll do my own, 2K22 trailer breakdown. I will, because there's some things that I feel like other YouTubers haven't mentioned. So, and I also, like to get my opinion out there with shit as well. But, yeah, so this has been like my 2K20 review. I have harped on a bit, and I've purposely stretched out this gameplay so then I could talk over the top of it. At least I'm honest with that. I know it's blatantly obvious that other YouTubers do that, but at least I say it and I'm honest with it. So, I've harped on a bit too long about it, but yeah, as always, thank you for watching this episode of SMS Games Talk WWE 2K20 featuring E.M.W.A, the Masked Man Edition. And as always, if you're not videoing it, it ain't worth shit. Take care, guys.